same issue, so they blocked out my account. In the midst of that, my father was murdered by his wife in October. So my money was held for the policy for that. I had to come out of pocket for insurance policies, as well as I have a minor 16-year-old that goes to school in Plymouth County. Now I have full custody of my 5-year-old brother. So I am in a position where I did ask, could they give me 20 days to make the payment? And that's what I was trying to do. I'm not in a position to pack up and move right now, but I do have that I can't pay, and I asked for a payment arrangement.
$20 difference from the 3,000 to get there. And so what you're really looking to then have done is hopefully Faith in Action will cover that. But they have to get some agreement with Hawk as to
Yep. And then SER, I haven't gotten a letter from them, but I checked this morning and we got denied for SER. So
cover both sides. And so I have no choice but to, at least for the purposes of this proceeding, deem those claims abandoned by you, and they're not going to be heard by this court.
Your Honor, may I say something?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will submit an order, Your Honor.
I'll sign the judgment when it's presented. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, Woodview Commons versus Connie George.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dana Hall on behalf of Woodview Commons.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Connie George.
Okay, where are we on this case?
Oh, Your Honor, this is just plaintiff's motion to have the writ of
I'm sorry, to have
eviction entered. It's been past the 56-day period.
because of 56 days is bad.
And
All right, ma'am, what is your position?
so the reason why it's been past 56 days, I have been in correspondence back and forth with the manager in email stating that I've moved from Alabama back here to Michigan. And in the midst of that, I was a victim of identity fraud I did send in a check and then cashier's check, and my bank returned it. I had to fly back out to Alabama to see what was the problem. I went again to do the same thing, same issue. So they blocked out my account. In the midst of that, my father was murdered by his wife in October. So my money was held for the policy for that. I had to come out of pocket for insurance policies, as well as I have a minor 16-year-old that goes to school in Plymouth County. Now I have full custody of my 5-year-old brother. So I am in a position where I did ask, could they give me 20 days to make the payment? And that's what I was trying to do. I'm not in a position to pack up and move right now, but I do have that I can't pay, and I asked for a payment arrangement.
How much is owing on this account?
It's a lot.
$21,497.22 through December.
Give me that again.
$21,497.22.
I do have 2 jobs, as well as I do have the insurance policy. So I am.
I understand that, but when you say you want to give them money, how much are you intending on giving them?
I was going to pay the whole. I asked for 20 days to pay the whole amount.
I understand that, but you said you had some in the interim.
Huh?
You said you needed 20 days to pay it. I get that. But you were also indicating that you had a certain amount that you could give them.
Yeah, that's why I asked for the 20 days to pay them the whole amount off. But if I was willing, if they wanted to take a payment plan, that was fine too. But if they gave me the 20 days to pay the whole amount, I can't.
So hold on. They're not going to take a payment plan.
Okay.
It's clear because they're here right now trying to evict you from the premises. What I thought you were saying to me was, I understood the 20 days to pay the full amount of the 21 and a half.
I can do that.
Right. But you also indicated that you had some other funds that you were going to pay in the interim. Maybe I misunderstood you.
I said if they were willing to do a payment plan, that's fine. But if I can just take the whole amount in 20 days, I'll pay the whole amount in 20 days.
I'm going to grant the plaintiff's motion to issue the writ of restitution. The writ of restitution may issue immediately, and the court would sign that. If they are willing and you negotiate with them to give you an additional 20 days to pay this amount, that's going to be with you and the landlord.
I don't understand.
The court's not getting involved.
So you gave, I don't understand, like, what are you saying?
What it means is they're asking for this court to sign an order evicting you from the premises immediately. That's what their motion's about. I've listened to what you've said. I've listened to what they've said. Typically, I will do something if the individual is going to be able to pay off the amount, either that's due or even pay off the judgment amount. I have not heard that from you.
I did. I said, can I get 20 days to pay the amount off?
The problem is, ma'am, the judgment was issued in August.
Right. So,
And
and
the balance has continued to accrue.
I understand.
I can't give you the 20 days.
So what can you give me?
I just indicated what I would, because if there's something that was going to be paid in the interim, I might extend some time before they could
That's what,
execute on it,
what is that?
but not the 20 days. That's why I was asking you, but I'm not going to just do that. It's going to be if you have something to pay. So for example, if you were going to tell me that you could pay 10,000, I think they would take the 10,000 and I'd give you another few days to get the rest of this off.
Can I do that? So do I have a timing?
I have no idea whether or not you can do that. I have asked
I'm
like
ask-
5 times.
That's what I'm asking. So I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to go back and forth, but this is my first time, so I'm not understanding. So what is it that I can do to get some time to make these payments? I don't know. This is my first time here, so
Ma'am.
that's why I'm here.
Ma'am, you need to tell me what you can do.
I can pay the 10,000 when? How much time do I have to pay it? So when I discussed it with her, she said it's up to you to give me this.
No, absolutely. Right. And when can you pay $10,000?
I can pay the 10,000 within 5 days. Pay the other 10,000 in the next 5 days.
So you can pay 20,000 in 10 days.
Yes.
Counsel, I'm still granting your motion, maybe over your objection.
And due to me
Yeah,
paying that, I do have
defendant-
okay.
Defendant pays $10,000 to landlord by December 15th. Defendant shall have until December 26th, 2025 to pay balance. What I am going to do, however, is I'm signing the writ. The payment of the 10, you will not execute the writ. If she pays the $10,000, the writ could not be executed until if she pays the first 10,000, it can't be executed till the 26th. If she doesn't pay anything, you can execute on the 15th.
Your Honor, if I could, just to clarify, can we make sure that's in certified?
Yes, payment certified funds. You understand that?
Yes.
So they're not waiting on a check to clear.
You said, Your Honor, so 10,000 in 5 days, the other,
Right, and I'm
11.
sorry, 10,000 in 5 days, so by the 10th it should be.
and then 11, 497.22? The rest,
Pardon?
the rest would,
And then the balance, and I had my dates wrong, you're right, and it's supposed to be an additional 5 days. So then the additional 5 days would be to the 15th.
okay.
But I will sign the writ now. All
Do
right,
you have a copy of that?
I do not have one. I need a new writ. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, so I have until the 10th to pay the 10,000 and then
If you
the,
pay, right, and then you gotta pay the balance
on the 5th.
by the 15th.
Okay.
Otherwise, they can execute on the writ that I will sign.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have an order. I think I need to file a writ though.
In order,
Just says order granting the motion.
right, but it's gotta have,
I do have one right here.
you do have a writ? Okay. So I will sign that order granting that. I will also sign off on the writ and I'll let you prepare that one. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of Barbber Manor versus Jamaica Jones.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Julian Amy for plaintiff.
And your name, ma'am?
Jamaica Jones.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, Ms. Jones today sent me a list of an email with photos showing what I think she's asking to be repaired.
She just sent it today.
That's correct. I've been in contact with my client and I sent them the photos as well. They're going to schedule dates to get that.
Okay. All right. Is that all correct, ma'am? Or at least the part about you giving the photos? Oh,
Yeah, I did send it over today.
okay.
Mhm.
All right. So they got to have a time to look at that. How many, I mean, are they substantial things? I mean, just in terms of timing of a next hearing,
Your Honor, it looks like there's a vent that needs a floor vent that is off of the track and doesn't have a vent cover. And so, I mean, I don't think that's going to take too long. I'm not sure. Ms. Jones, what is this?
Oh, that's the thermometer is, I mean, the thing is coming off. Yeah, the
Yeah,
thermostat is coming off. Yeah.
It looks loose. There's a door handle that's loose or missing components. There is, what looks like there is a mildew on the shower in the bathroom. I don't know. Ms. Jones, do you know what that, like, do you have an idea of what's causing that in terms of, I mean, besides, like, shower?
I've been dealing with that for a minute now.
okay.
Okay,
Let's do this. Why don't I put this out 2 weeks
thank you, Your Honor.
to let them do that? Hopefully that'll be enough time. They'll get in, and then if you still have issues, you'll be able to try to address those too. Okay, fair enough. All right. I'll adjourn this to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Court calls case of Eladot Property Management versus Nicole Freeland.
Jillian Egan for plaintiff.
And some Aaron guy. I mean, Aaron Gate. No. Just, all right. Your names?
Nicole Freeland.
Aaron Gates.
Thank you. And that was no disrespect. Well, maybe it was. All right. Where are we on their case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $4,042.33.
We made your $350 payment before we came, so that drops that down. The $350 payment that you had asked us to make this morning.
Right. And so where are we and how are you intending on getting this?
We contacted Hawk and
Right.
Hawk denied us at this time because they had added December's rent, so the rent was above $3,000. But I talked to Faith in Action and they're willing to help out, but they just need an agreement from Hawk, but Hawk's not budging. So she said that she would call their boss and let me know what's going on, but I haven't heard back from her. I did stop in the office yesterday, but they were closed.
The office for,
For Faith in Action, yes. So we
Oh,
could
okay.
figure out what was going on, but they were closed. So I haven't contacted them this morning yet.
so just so that I'm clear on what you're trying to tell me. Did you pay to them the $350?
Yes, the last 2 weeks, like you asked. Yep, to Ellen Dad, yes.
You have those things?
I have a record of 400, and then the 350, and then I just wouldn't have it from today, but I have no reason.
Right. Okay. So if I basically take the 350 off of this, then I'm at about $600 difference from the 3,000 to get there. And so what you're really looking to then have done is hopefully Faith in Action will cover that.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to get some agreement with Hawk as to, got it.
Yeah, yep.
Oh.
And then, SER, I haven't gotten a letter from them, but I checked this morning and we got denied for SER, so.
Okay. All right. When will you know an answer from?
Faith in Action. I'm gonna try to get a hold of them today, if not on, Monday, and see where they're at.
Okay, so let me ask you this about Hawk. So you haven't, when they added the December rent in, Hawk basically told you it had to be at $3,000 max, and then did the conversation stop or?
Pretty much there, yeah. She's like, we can't make an appointment until this is 3,000, and yeah,
Okay,
so.
all right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to call Amy.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Is there any way you could facilitate with a communication through Hawk or SOS regarding the 3,000 and then Faith in Action, or should I let them try to do that on their own?
I'd recommend that they call themselves. Generally,
Got it.
they're very strict with the 3,000, but if they're able to communicate, there is a guarantee and a plan there. They just need to hear some confidence as well.
Got it. Okay. So you understand that?
Mhm.
Okay, so were you intending on making another payment to the landlord, or?
Not until next Friday, unfortunately.
Well, right, but then
Yes.
on that would be the 12th?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Which actually may put us in a better spot, even
Mm-hmm.
if you can get there. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna adjourn this out 1 week.
Your Honor,
Yes,
sorry, would you make it 2? We have a.
that's true, you do.
Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna adjourn it out to December 9th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay? I'd suggest today, if you can do it, call Hawk.
Okay.
As you heard, Amy said they're strict on the 3,000, but if you could explain to them on your end that Faith in Action says that they will, so that might facilitate a conversation going that way as opposed, and also a conversation headed the other way.
Okay, okay.
That made sense.
Yes, yep,
All right.
okay.
To see if we can do this. And I would suggest also that you indicate to them that by the time we get, if you make the next 350 payment on the 12th, but these weren't 350 every week, was it?
You asked for us to do it the next 2 weeks so we could just have enough for food, but we can also do the 350 or 400 the next 2 weeks on my end.
Okay, so you can do it on the 12th and the 19th?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cause I get paid weekly, so. Yeah.
Right, but
So, but yeah, when.
I'm gonna ask the same question. Are you guys gonna be able to make it with everything else?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't believe him. No.
Yes, we should. Yeah.
Okay,
I
So-
just have- Sorry.
pardon?
2 things. I just have 2 things. I wanted to ask if Amy knows what kind of the timeline is as far as getting an appointment set, and then what the timing is for approval and disbursement of funds. I know my client's gonna want to, I'm wondering if it might make sense to wrap it all into a COD and then they can present that to Hawk, right? Like, and
Right,
kind of try to get
that may be the best thing, but I would suggest that we not do that until the 19th.
right. And I just, I know my client is getting just a little antsy, and so I just want to make sure that I can kind of give them a date so that they can kind of think, okay, like this is getting
Got it.
resolved. And I do want to just note that the adjournment is over plaintiff's objection.
Yes,
For the record.
I'm gonna turn it over plaintiff's
Yeah.
objection, but I think they've got a way forward, and they're showing good faith by making the payments, and quite frankly, with the number that we're at, if they can get that, they're gonna be down 700, well, no, more than 700, they're gonna be right around that $3,000 figure just with their payments by
Right.
the 19th,
Yes, Your
if
Honor.
they make those payments, so
Yes.
I'm gonna give them a shot. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that for Aaron. All right, okay. So we'll see you guys on the 19th.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
John.
Take care of yourselves. Evergreen Apartments versus Lavinia Kendrick's Haynes. Where is she? There she is.
Plaintiff.
Your name?
Lavinia Kendricks Haynes.
All right. I almost didn't recognize you. I buckled up like
I know it's cold out
it
there.
is.
Very cold.
All right. Okay. Where are we on her case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $4,670.37. And Ms. Kendricks Haynes does have a final intake appointment with Hawk
Mhm.
Okay.
coming up. Did you say Tuesday?
No, it's Monday
Monday.
on the 8th at 11 o'clock.
Thank you.
Okay. So, and then are they going to, how would the difference be?
They want me to make it like, okay, they said they will help, but it has to be down to $3,000.
Correct. So how are you intending on getting that to happen? We got $1,600.
So I'm going to have to pay that myself.
Okay. Are you going to be able to accomplish that? Or?
I'm going to try to.
Okay. So you got an appointment on Monday.
Monday at 11 a.m. Yes.
Okay. So maybe over plaintiff's objection, I'm going
And then I'm also too, I applied to some other agencies too to help.
to help out with it. Okay. So you're trying to piece things.
Yes, I'm trying to put everything together.
I'm going to give you a shot to do that.
Okay,
So
thank you.
plaintiff's objection, I'm going to adjourn it to the 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then we'll check and see how your appointment went,
Okay.
where you are in terms of the other one.
All right, thank you.
You are so welcome, and you stay warm.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of Evergreen Apartments versus Dustin Mickels and Antoinette Mickels.
Jillian Engen, plaintiff.
Ms. Mickels?
I'm here.
Yep, I see you. You were blocked on my screen by some pop-up, so I got you. Okay. All right, what is, where are they with the balance now?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $4,734.91. Hawk has contacted my client. They said that they are able to assist with $3,000, but obviously they have to get down to that $3,000 before they'll assist.
Okay, Ms. Mickels? How are you going to get that, well, we're almost talking a little over $1,700 taken care of?
Well, like she said, I did talk to Hawk. I did put in an SCR from the last court date, and then the next very day, I got the actual now letter in the mail. And right now, my husband works, and he get paid. His next paycheck is on the 16th, so he's thinking about putting his whole check towards it. I don't think it'll be the full 17, but Your Honor, we definitely are trying to figure out some things that we can do to bring the balance down so we can get that help from Hawk.
Okay, so let's do this. Approximately how much do you think can be paid on the 16th?
On the 16th, I know for sure he can pay 1,100 of that.
Okay. Have you checked with people like Faith in Action, any churches or anything to cover? Because if there's 1,100 coming in, then we're going to be looking at about 600 before what you'd have with Hawk would kick in.
I just sitting here listening to someone else, I didn't even know anything about Faith in Action, so I can definitely look into that.
Okay. All right. So what I need you to do is keep looking. I'm going to put in here that there's going to be about 1,100 paid on the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
If there's more and you guys can do it, then I do that. Because
Okay.
we just have to get to that 3,000, try to save your housing. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to adjourn you out, maybe over the objection of plaintiff, but I'm going to adjourn you out, let this happen. So I'm going to adjourn it out to the 19th,
Okay,
2025 at 3 p.m. Okay?
okay.
All right.
All right.
Mickels, take care.
Yeah,
Thank you. Evergreen Apartments versus El Capolo Abdubawe. Balawe. They are not checked in.
Your Honor, I do have a conditional order of dismissal
Gotcha.
signed by both parties.
I actually have it here also. And signed by both parties. They're not here, but court in looking over the terms does look at it as being favorable for the tenant maintaining their tenancy, and the court will sign off on that. So this file is conditionally dismissed. Court calls case of Evergreen Apartments versus Tia Wright.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Tia Wright, they are not checked in.
Your Honor, plaintiff wishes to take a default judgment.
All right, if you'd raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the true stuff you got?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a case for non-payment of rent. Rent to retain possession is $3,586.45. Court costs are $172 for a total of $3,758.45. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment for possession of 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default. Possession, redemption amounts in the amount requested with a writ issue in 10 days. Court does call the case at Glenco Hills versus Willie Williams.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Hello, sir. Your name?
Willie Williams.
And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $2,457.81. I have a note from my client that Mr. Williams is planning on making a payment on the 15th, as far as we know. It would be a partial payment, but then I think he's hoping to get the rest of it paid shortly thereafter. Don't let me speak for you, Mr. Williams.
All right, go ahead. Tell me what your plan is, sir.
I made a payment today before I came in.
Okay, how much did you pay?
500.
Okay.
And then I thought I was getting a second job, but that didn't happen. So I applied for a loan from my job.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to know more about that by the 14th. I did speak with the landlord, the manager.
Okay.
And she had approved that.
So trying to get yourself to the port, trying to figure out how you're going to get this loan to get this paid.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then, so I'll just make a note of that. And then what I'll do is, sir, I'll adjourn this to the 19th.
Okay.
Since you made that payment today, let that catch up and then see exactly where we are at that point.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
December 19th, 2025, 3 p.m.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Take care. Glenco Hills versus Devon Allen.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
And the second defendant, Danielle Allen. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Devon Allen?
I figured you were Devon, but okay. I'm pretty smart. Okay. Where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $1,363.39.
Give me that again. I'm sorry.
$1,363.39.
All right.
Looks like
I'm good to
have paid almost, essentially they only owe December.
got it. Okay. I'm going to excuse him like walking in. You see what he did? No, do you see what he did? So he knows I'm a Maryland grad, and he put that big block M that was on his hat, put it on my podium so that I have to look at it through this whole hearing. Well, I'm not going to. No. All right. Sir, how are you gonna get that paid?
So I plan on making a payment of $1,000 on the 10th.
1,000
Yes,
on the 10th?
and then the rest on the 15th.
Okay. So 1,000 on the 10th and then the balance on the 15th?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, despite the block M, I believe you. All right.
Thank you.
There you go, thank you. So what I'll do is I'll adjourn this out to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. If everything is paid, just make sure that it is. If you've got everything paid and everything, I will need to see it because they'll be dismissing the case.
Okay, thank you.
All right? Take care. Stay warm out there.
Go blue.
Only fair.
What?
They had a-
What?
They had something
Did
to
you really? Did you? Alan, take him in. Go. Take care, fella.
They had a loss. They had a really tough loss. You know?
Yeah. So did Maryland.
Oh, no.
New Park Ridge Apartments versus Samantha Brock. Samantha Brockman, not checked in.
Your Honor, I think we're just in this case. I don't
Okay.
know. I think, oh yes, Ms. Brockman paid in full, and so I think
All right.
probably it's the dismissal's on your way. On it.
Got it. Case is dismissed. That's without. New Park Ridge versus Quashe Mitchell. Now, you know what? I've been practicing all day. And now you I said it right, didn't I?
Quashe?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. I was getting up and my coat was rustling. I could barely hear you.
She is never going to give me credit. I practiced all day to make sure I said it right, didn't I? I said, because I'm not having her come up here yelling at me. And then I say it right. And she goes like, what'd you say? All right. State your name, please.
Quashe Mitchell.
All right. And what do we have going on?
Your Honor, I have a current balance, including court costs of $1,887. I have presented Ms. Mitchell with a conditional order of dismissal, and I'm just waiting to see if that's acceptable to her.
Okay.
Two things.
Okay.
One, so life can't happen. So meaning if I'm late, it just automatically kick me out. Like just things happen. My pay
Well, I don't have a
period
copy
is-
in front of it, but in front of me, but
Your Honor, it is correct that if a payment is missed, then the landlord can apply for an immediate judgment for possession with a writ of restitution and order of eviction to issue immediately, but they have to file it, but we would have to file an affidavit of non-compliance with the court. There would be no further hearing, but there would be notice to defendant via mail.
got it.
And this, of course, is in lieu of a 10-day judgment.
Correct.
So,
Okay, so Ms. Mitchell, your question was?
like things happen in life. The reason I'm here now.
Yeah. I know.
And then as well, pay periods and stuff. I am doing everything pretty much on my own because if you work, there's not really much help out there for you. So with that being said, I'm not saying I'm not gonna make any payments or even miss any payments. It's like what if my pay period falls a different way, or what if I'm late a day or
we can deal with you get paid every other week?
Yes.
Okay. So basically what you have is you have it on the 15th. I would suspect that if for whatever reason you're off a week, in terms of pay, really let the landlord know, all right, because you're probably going to be off theoretically for a couple months if that happens. At some point, you'll catch up, right? But so the pay periods don't bother me as much. because at most you're going to be off a week. All right. Usually, and when you're just talking about life happening, you're right. It happens, and then you're trying to deal with 8 different things, whatever. And usually, from my standpoint, it's really about communicating with the landlord. And it's trying, you got what, 6 payments that you'll have to make? So
Well,
let's say you get through 3, huh?
5.
But
I pay 1 next week, and then that'll be 4 after that.
well,
I've already paid 1 last month. December will be my 2nd month. January will be my
well,
3rd.
look at page 2.
I think the amount is lesser than it would have been if we had started it last month.
Oh, okay. So,
Originally, it was going to be starting last month, and then
right. So
we're dividing it out and stretching it out 6 months from today's date.
okay, you follow that?
No.
All right, so look at page 2 under B, 3B. I'm looking at that, and there are 6 payments that you have to pay. All right. I have a December 15th, January, February, March, April, May payments.
I would technically be done in April because I already gave them a payment for November for the back rent. In my mind, and what we stated in the emails, we started the agreement in November. My November rent was to be paid on time, which it was, and then my first payment of the back payment was to be on time, and it was the 15th of November. Then we were rolling into December 1st, which would be my rent, and then...
Right, no, I hear you. And what council was indicating is that the total amount to be paid is less than it would have been had they included November in there.
Oh.
Yeah, and Ms. Mitchell, if you want, we could stretch it over the remaining balance over the next 5 months. It would be $377 and 40 cents plus the late fees. Or it could be $314.
I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. All of this just kind of confused me.
Okay, just listen. Well, I have to make sure that you understand what you're doing. So if you give me $314.50 times 6. Yes, ma'am.
18.
All right. So now if you look, that's what I thought it would be. If you look at what you'd be agreeing to is that there's $18.87 that's owed. That includes your court costs. Okay. And so what this order or this conditional order dismissal is really saying is you're going to pay that over the next 6 months.
Okay.
Okay. And that's going to be basically your back balance. So you're going to pay your rent timely, then the 15th of each month, make this payment. Okay. And then in those 6 months, have everything paid off. That's what this agreement is saying to me. All right. I think your question is what happens if something comes up? I think, and I can't speak for the landlord, but typically what happens in these cases when something like that occurs, is let's say you've made those first 3 payments, and then you come up to the 4th month, your car breaks down, you go tell the landlord, look, my car broke down, I had to get it fixed, I'll double up next month, something along those lines. Usually the landlord's going to work with you because you've shown the payments in the past. I can't guarantee that's what will happen, but that's typically what they'll do in these cases. All right.
And Your Honor, for Ms. Mitchell, if something like that does come up and our office files an affidavit of noncompliance, then I know that, Your Honor, you always review documents submitted by tenants in the event that a writ is pending. And if you feel like it's necessary to set it for a hearing, you'll set it for a hearing to get both sides. And so,
So what she's indicating is send something to the court, and I'll look at it on paper and then decide whether or not I'll set a hearing on it, and then try to figure out how we get you back on track. Okay.
No, God forbid anything goes
What'd
down.
you say?
I said, God forbid anything goes down.
No,
because
but I hear
life,
you.
life.
Like you said, life happens, and then you just try to deal with it.
Then there was one more thing,
Yes,
which
ma'am.
says that even if like I paid this off anyway, there was still a chance of being evicted if I didn't pay my rent on time, even if I settle my back balance.
It's a requirement, Your Honor, that the next 6 months rent is paid timely.
But the 6 months of the payment plan.
Essentially, but it's just to make sure that if in the event that Ms. Mitchell pays off the arrearage early, it's still a 6 month.
Oh,
timely
gotcha.
rent agreement.
Right.
They're saying they're giving her through the 5th of the month.
You follow that?
Yeah.
So it's not really a penalty. You're just agreeing as part of this to make sure that you pay your rent on time for the next 6 months.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds like I'm signing eggshells.
What?
It sounds like I'm signing eggshells, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to sign it. I mean, quite frankly, Ms. Mitchell, here's the other option. The other option would be, because I don't, there's not really a dispute that the amount's owed, right? So I could just issue them a judgment and you'd have to pay it off in the next 10 days, which I know you don't want me to do, right? And I try to let the landlords know to try to work with the tenants. So while, yes, it's something that you're signing to give yourself a shot to be able to just get this back balance paid. But by no means do you have to sign it. I mean, you don't have to. It's up to you.
No, it's okay. I'll sign it.
Okay. So what I will do, and the court has looked over the terms of this. I don't know which one they're signing.
Whichever one, Your Honor.
Okay, they can sign my copy and then I'll bring it back. Court has looked over it, and court would be satisfied with the provisions that are contained in that. And I'll wait for her to get her signature attached, and then I'll advise her. All right. So, it's got it there.
No worries.
And so, Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
the other thing that I do have to advise you, and just think about it and think about what's been said. I'm going to enter this and conditionally dismiss the case. But because you're unrepresented by counsel, you have 3 business days to think about this. You believe that there's some legal reason, some additional confusion on your part, some right you didn't assert, or some mistake in signing this, you believe, you would have 3 business days to ask the court to set this aside. You have to file a motion with the court to set it aside. It doesn't mean that I would set it aside, but you have that time to set it aside. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm kind of glad I'm signing this. Every time you show up here, you're yelling at me. And so I'm thinking to myself, I don't have to get yelled at anymore by Quashay Mitchell.
Oh, look at you.
I told you I was practicing all day. You take care of yourself and stay warm out there, please. Peninsula Place versus Amadou Diane.
Jillian Engen for plea.
Amadou Diane not here. Like, proceed, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Plaintiffs, this is a case for non-payment of rent. I have rent to retain possession of $3,203.26. Court costs are $250 for a total of $3,453.06. Plaintiffs requesting a default judgment for money and possession with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Because they did appear at the last hearing. So judgment to the plaintiff for possession and money, redemption amount, money judgment in the amount requested with a writ to issue in 10 days. Court does call the case of Peninsula Place versus Joe Bar Pie.
Jillian Engen.
What?
Oh, you want to be bro?
It helps.
But you know, I was sitting there watching that little baby, just looking up everywhere, just curious about everything. Then I call you. I just said, I don't know who that is. But I said, so then I called the case and you just hand the baby off to somebody.
Full sweatsuit.
Thank you. What's your name, sir?
Jamar Pie,
Okay. And the little one?
Jace.
All right. Where are we on this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $1,496.32.
Okay, so it looks like we got something paid off and it's kind of coming down.
Yeah, between the last time we talked and today, I paid off around like 1,200, including rent.
1,200, which covered your December rent and then knocked the balance down a little bit.
Right.
November.
So 500 in rent.
Got it. Okay. Which is about right, considering the number I had at the last year. Okay, so how are we gonna, look at that face.
I think I talked to her the other day, or I called Fink like you said.
Right.
And I tried to discuss a payment plan with them, and they said they was gonna get back to me. So
And nobody's gotten back to you?
no, because they only picked up yesterday. I was calling them a couple days in a row, but they picked up yesterday, like right before. So
Okay. So let me ask you this. If I did adjourn it out, I'm not saying that I will right this second, what else can you think you could pay this month?
how long are you trying to adjourn it out to?
Well, if I gave you 2 weeks, how much could you pay in that time frame?
Well, I told them 200 a week on the minimum side, so around $400.
So you think you can get $400 in, if I adjourn it out to the 19th, you can get another 400 in.
Yeah, on the minimum at least.
Okay. And then looking at trying to work out so then he'd be down around the $1,100 figure and then try to work something out with the landlord to.
Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to do.
Because I remember, I think what you were trying to do is you were trying to pay 200 a week and then you were still going to pay your rent, but you were going to pay 200 a week.
Yeah,
to
basically what I
caught
did.
up.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So here's what I'll do. I'll indicate that you're to pay $400 and I'll just put by the 18th. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
And then I'll adjourn this out to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. and keep calling their office and see if you can get something worked out where it's a conditional order dismissal.
Yes, we were able to reach out to our client to see if they would be willing to enter into a payment plan like the other day or today, and we just haven't heard back.
Just haven't heard back. All right, very good. And we'll see you then. Bye, little man. So cute. Court does call the case of Peninsula Place versus Jacqueline Gardner. And somebody else. I know who was. So hold it. That's the same baby? Was it?
Yeah, I'm the mom that.
Thank God that baby looks like mom. No, I'm just. I'm sorry, I'm just messing. What? Oh, no, I'm not. No, you try that. You brought the baby. See, now I can connect up the baby to belongs to because I've seen the baby on Zoom. All right. Gardner, how much is owing on her?
I have a balance including court costs of $2,811.
Okay. How are we gonna try to get that paid, Ms. Gardner?
I told you 1,200, but I only have 8. I have that now, and then
How much do you have?
800.
Okay.
I can pay that now, and then I get paid again in 2 weeks. But I'm also going to reach out to Hawk.
Okay, so you can pay 800 now, and then in 2 weeks, by the 19th, what do you think you can get paid?
1,000.
1,000? Okay. And I'll make that by the 18th, but then, and you also have reached out to Hawk. Have you heard from them at
No,
all?
I'm going to.
You're going to. All right. So, and you're back to working, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, that would put her basically in the same position. So I don't know if they'd be willing to work on some payment plan or something like that with her.
We can figure that out.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'll do. I'll indicate you're going to make those payments. I'll adjourn this out until December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay.
Okay.
And then see if something can be worked out along those lines.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for bringing him in.
You're welcome.
All right. Take care. Court does call the case of Gside Lakes 1 and 2 versus Anika Howell. Wayal Howell? Talia. All right. Your name?
Anika Howell.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $3,214.
Ma'am, how are you thinking about getting this paid?
I made a payment today of 500 and I reached out to Hawk. I turned in all my documents. I'm just waiting to hear back.
Okay, so you turned in the documents, but they haven't given you an appointment or anything like that. They just,
I had an appointment on Monday and I turned in the
That's right.
documents they needed.
okay, so you turned in all your documents. Did they give you an indication as to whether or not they're going to help out, or
I haven't heard anything
you
back.
haven't heard anything?
And I also tried to make a payment plan too, which I haven't heard if they accepted the payment plan yet.
With the landlord? Okay, so you got 2 irons in the fire, Hawk, and then if that doesn't work for you, trying to get some type of, okay. And you paid $500 today. You don't see her $500 payment.
And I also,
Let me just double check.
I also paid 500 on Wednesday too.
Oh, okay, so you paid $500 this past Wednesday
Wednesday and today.
and today.
I see the $500 payment from Wednesday, but I anticipate that probably the one today is still pending.
Gotcha. Okay. So here's what I'll do. Journey's out to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. All right. Hopefully by that time we'll hear from Hawk and also that, but you're going to be under, and you might want to let the folks at Hawk know that you're under that $3,000 threshold with that $500 payment that you made.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's probably going to make a difference as to what they're processing.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Even before they go through it all,
Okay.
so that they don't just deny.
Okay.
Right, because it's over. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Court calls the case of Gside Lake versus Bonnie Jacques. She's in Zoom.
I'm here.
There he is. Bonnie and Brandon.
Yeah.
All right. How much is owing?
I have a balance including court costs of $4,280.30.
All right, sir. How are you intending on getting this paid?
Well, I had hoped to have this paid already, but I'm having some issues getting paid by my employer. So I've been working with them to try to get this resolved so that I can pay my rent. I've escalated things to the owner of the company. So I'm hoping to have it resolved so that I can pay in full. I just would ask for a little bit more time to resolve things.
Well, okay. The last hearing we were at, you told me you were going to have the balance paid by the 28th
Yeah, I was
of November.
Yeah, like I said, I was hoping to have been paid by them so that I could do this, but they are dragging their feet. So I've had to escalate things to the owner of the company to get this resolved, to get paid for services rendered. If I can just get a little bit more time to resolve this, I can get it paid in full. What they owe me is
When do
more
you
than
think
enough.
you can get it paid in full?
I have a meeting with the owner of the company on Monday. I would expect next week I can get things resolved. Hopefully, at the latest, it would be the week after. It just depends on how slow their payroll works.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find no tribal issue after hearing. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff for the total amount of the $4,280.30. The normal writ date on this would be the 15th, but you're saying at the latest it would be that following week, ending that week would be the 19th, so I'll make the writ date the 19th. So I'll give you extra days in there, try to get this paid. All right,
So,
sir?
just so that I understand then, so that I understand what that means. So, as long as I have it paid by the 19th, how does the writ work? Does that mean on the 19th, they issue the writ, or?
The 19th, they can apply to the court for an order to evict you if you haven't paid this amount.
Okay, perfect. That works perfectly. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and if it's paid, then the writ won't go through.
And Mr. Jocks, because it's on a Friday that it expires, we're not open over the weekend, and neither is the court, so we wouldn't submit the writ until that Monday.
Okay, thank you very much.
If it's necessary. So if you pay, Sunday, it's not going to go through.
Understood. Yeah, no, I don't expect that'll be a problem. I do really appreciate the extra time.
All right, thank you. Take care of yourself, sir.
You too. Have a good holiday.
You too. Gside Lake versus Lakia Williams. And Karan Williams.
Jillian Egan for plaintiff.
There she is.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Miss. Okay, and where are we on this case?
I have a grounds including court costs of $4,432.59.
Okay, Miss Williams, how are you intending on getting this paid?
My mom, she was supposed to give me $1,500 today, but I haven't heard back from her. But
who is?
My mom was supposed to, but I haven't heard back from her today. And then I applied for an SER this morning, and then in 2 weeks, when I get paid from both of my jobs, I should have $900.
So you think you're supposed to get 1,500, then you'd have 900, and then so in SER, how many people are in your household? So that, and I may have told you this before, but how many people are in your household?
Oh, right now it's currently me. My roommate kind of abandoned me. So, yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of where you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the only reason I was asking is because an SER would only net you about $410. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So right now at the 900 and the 15, you'd be at 23, and so you're still about 21 off. Have you contacted SOS or Hawk?
I haven't contacted SOS yet, but I talked
have
to
you contacted Hawk?
Yeah, I contacted them this morning, and they said like they helped me earlier out in the year, so I would have to.
Oh, they helped you out earlier.
Yeah.
So when did they say that you'd be eligible? Is it 12 calendar months, or is it just each year?
I believe it's just each year. Like, she didn't specify, but she just said a year.
Okay. And I'm not sure on that prohibition on that. Okay.
Yeah.
You're pretty confident your mom's going to come through?
If I'm being honest, I hope, but I'm not entirely sure because she hasn't answered any of my calls today. So.
Got it. Okay.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
This is for possession only. I'm not sure if Ms. Williams, I'm just concerned about the sustainability of, being solely responsible for the rent.
Yeah, but you get paid every other week, ma'am?
Yes, I get paid every 2 weeks from both jobs.
Okay, gotcha. So I didn't address the issue of sustainability only because if she's able to put 900 with the one check, she just got to get herself caught up because of what's happened, whatever that is. And she's just got to get herself back to ground zero, and then she may be able to maintain where she's doing. So,
Yes, and then I'm also like with one of the jobs, I'm currently in training, so the pay is a little bit less. But after about a week, I will be up to $26.50 an hour. So I should be able to maintain things by myself with that one job,
Once
not including my other job.
got it. Okay. So, let me just lean on Amy. Amy, do you know if the year is measured a calendar year, or is it measured year from last assistance?
Your Honor, as far as I understand, she should be able to qualify again in the beginning of 2026, which is, wow, only a few weeks.
January.
Yeah. So, but
All right.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so, and I may be doing something over the objection of plaintiff, but that's okay. I'm going to do it this way right now. I'm going to adjourn your case out, ma'am, to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. I'm going to indicate in my file the 1509, but I will indicate where that's coming from. I hear what you're saying regarding your mother, so I get it. But if we can, if you're going to qualify next year and you can get yourself back on to zero, basically, then you'll be able to maintain your apartment. That's what I'd be looking to do.
In eviction court, emotions can buy sympathy, but they rarely stop deadlines. Judge Simpson listened carefully to every excuse, every promise, and every emotional story, but in the end, the court demanded one thing above all else: payment. These hearings reveal the brutal reality many tenants face when rent piles up faster than solutions appear. Some tenants were given another chance, while others watched their eviction move forward in real time. The biggest lesson from this courtroom drama is simple: communication matters, but action matters more. What do you think? Should courts give struggling tenants more time, or should landlords have the right to remove them immediately after missed payments?